Hey guys, I'm Sham Bope from Scala Studio. So we are going to create Kratos from God of War in Blender. This will be a series mostly for beginner to intermediate level Blender users, and if you have a basic idea about navigation in Blender, I'm sure you can follow along. We'll be modeling the whole character from start to finish, UE unwrap him, and we'll be using UDIMs to texture and maybe do some animation if you guys want, of course. So make sure you let me know in the comments if you want to see that, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss anything. You can also download the reference image I used to model this character in the link below, and if you like to buy the fully rigged model, you can get it from skylightglobal.com, link in the description, and do some cool animations like this.
Made so you back him. I'm a savage. Yeah. Classic, bougie, ratchet.
This was just a rig test, so please don't judge my animation skills based on this clip. Though I have over 15 hours of footage to this series, so make sure you guys hit the bell button to get notified when I upload the next video of the series, and you can upload your progress in the Facebook group I just created and have discussions, so link in the description for that as well. So before we get started, it's important that we know a little bit about using correct topology when creating characters or re-topologizing. So make sure you follow these patterns when you create any character, and always make sure you use quads. A quad is 4 vertices and a triangle is 3, so make sure you use 4 instead of 3 or 5. And we'll be shifting between vertex select, edge select, and face select mode with 1, 2, 3, or just clicking these buttons on top over here. And with that said, let's get on with the video. So I'm going to start off by selecting everything and deleting with X, and now I'm going to press 1 in the numpad to go to the front view. And now with Shift A, I'm going to add an image, background image, and we're going to open up our background image and add it to our scene. So I'm going to leave a link in the description for you guys to download this image I created, and you guys can use it to follow along. So I'm going to scale it up a bit. You guys can see the 3D cursor over here, so I'm going to place the background image on top of our 3D cursor so that it sits on the center of our character. And you can zoom in with the mouse wheel to get a more precise placement. So this looks good for me, so I'm going to leave it like that. And when we polymodel a character, we usually use a side view as well. So for that, I'm going to select the plane, and with Shift D, I'm going to duplicate it, and with RZ90, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees in the Z axis. So now if you press 3 in the numpad, you can go to the right view to see the image we just created. So now you guys can see it's not in the center as well. So I'm going to select it, and with GY, I'm going to move it to the front so that it sits on the 3D cursor as well. So now when I switch views with 1 to the front view and 3 to the right view, you guys can see the two images switch sides, and we'll be doing a lot of that. So with Shift A, I'm going to add a plane. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees in the x-axis with RX90. You guys can see that in the transform menu over here, and I'm going to switch to wireframe view and select the plane and scale it down like that. Zoom in a little more and tab into edit mode, select everything, move it up, and with Control R, I'm gonna add a loop cut in the middle. So I just noticed that since the background image is white, nobody can actually see the screen cast keys. So I'm gonna create a separate window and add the screencast keys over here, so you guys can see the keys I'm pressing over here. It's the same thing. So now I'm going back to the scene, and I'm going to select these two vertices over here and delete them with X, and I am going to add a mirror modifier. So go to the modifier properties and add modifiers, select mirror modifier, and enable clipping. So now we only have to create one half of our scene. Select everything and move it closer, and select the top two vertices and bring them down. Now I'm going to select these two vertices in the corner and pull them out a bit, and with E I'm going to extrude them out and rotate them a bit and extrude out again, extrude out and rotate with R and extrude, rotate with R and go around the whole mouth. Extrude, rotate, move with G, rotate a bit more and extrude until it meets the center. And I'm gonna pull these down a bit as well and pull these, and there's going to be a lot of pushing and pulling vertices involved in this, so you should have a lot of patience. Now going to the top, I'm gonna select these vertices, these 3 vertices, and push them up a bit and extrude up. Move this a bit closer and move this vertex up, and I'm gonna create 4 vertices so that we can extrude all 4 up. So that's gonna be the nose. So now I'm gonna align them onto our image and extrude these up as well, and extrude again. And now I'm going to switch to side view and see how it looks. Select these 4 vertices and pull them to the front in side view and align them to our image as well. And now I'm going to select these 2 images, vertices, and pull them to the front as well. And select these 2, these 4, and push them to the front. Select these 2, push them over here, and these 2 I might leave them, or select everything and move them to the front, and select these 2 and push them back. Okay, it looks good, and I might do a little bit of adjusting here. And now I'm going to drag the nose to the front as well, so I'm going to select these and pull them to the front, and maybe drag this to the nose point and select those and move them over there as well, and select all these words, and with GY move them to the front and move again, select, move, select this word C and move to the front as well. Select those, move to the front. Okay, that looks good. And now I think we have created the nose and the mouth. Now I'm going to select this word C over here, and with GY I'm going to move it to the top a bit, and yeah, it looks good. Now I'm going to select these 2 vertices and extrude them out and place it close to our eye, and I'm going to start creating the eye socket. I'm going to place this vertex over there, select this and select these 2 vertices and extrude them out, and R to rotate, and with S we can scale them down a bit, place them, extrude, R to rotate, extrude again, R to rotate, extrude again, rotate, and follow along our sketch, extruding and rotating. Okay, I'm gonna extrude again, rotate, extrude again. Now I'm gonna select these 2 vertices while selecting the others with shift and press F to create a new face. So select all 4 vertices and with F create a new face. And now you guys can see you can add edge loops to the eyes, to the nose, and to the mouth to add more details. So you guys can save this and use this to pretty much any face model you are creating. So you can use this as a base mesh for almost all your stylized characters, because this is usually the basic topology of a human character. And now I'm going to side view. I'm going to select those 2 corners in the eye and drag them back with GY. Select these 4 corners of the eye, and with GY push them back as well. And select these full, push them back. Select these 3 and push them back a little further. Select these 4, GY, move them back as well. Now do a little bit of pushing and pulling and place them on top of our eye in the side view and see how it looks. So I'm going to place all of that on top of our eye. Alright, that looks good. So yeah, it looks good. So now we are going to fill these vertices and faces according to our reference image. So what I'm going to do is select this vertex, that vertex over there, these two, and with F create a new face. And if I alt select this edge, it's going to select everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press C, and with C you can select all the vertices around the mouth and shift left click to select vertex as well. So now with E I'm going to extrude, and with S I'm going to scale those extrusions, and G to move them in the x-axis a bit, and scale them in the z-axis. And I'm going to select these two vertices, and with Alt M I'm going to merge them at center. Alright, now I'm going to have a look from the sides as well, and select this point over here and move it to the front with GZ, and move it down a little as well. Okay, looks good. And now what I'm gonna do is select these vertices and straighten them up a bit. So okay, this looks kinda good. And I feel like adding another extrusion. So I'm going to select this point and push it down a bit, and select this vertex over here, go to edge select mode and select this edge, and with F you can create a face like that as well. So without selecting 4 vertices, you can select 2 edges and select make a face with F as well. And now, like before, I'm gonna select that vertex over there, and with C I'm gonna select these bottom vertices, and with E I'm gonna extrude them out and extrude again, or undo, Control Z, and scale the extrusion up, move this down, move this to the bottom as well, and align these vertices. Select these 4 verts, and with F I'm going to create a face, move this vertex over here, and go to side view. Looks good. Select that vertex and push it to the front a bit. Select this one, drag it back, drag this back as well, push this to the front. So as I told you before, we are going to be doing a lot of pushing and pulling vertices to align with our reference image. And yeah, that looks kind of good for me for now. And it's always important that we move and shift between front and side views, or else this might not look the way we want. So make sure you switch between the 2 views always. So now what I'm going to do is select these points over here in the top and extrude them out to the top, and extrude this and select those 4 and create a face with F, and select these, all these vertices, and extrude them out. Go to side view with 3 and G and move them back. So I didn't scale them up, I just moved them back. And I might slide this vertex with double G twice. You can slide a vertex or an edge by clicking G twice. And now I'm gonna move this vertex somewhere there, this over here, and these I'm gonna place them on top of the reference image like that. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is select these 4 vertices, and with F I'm gonna create a face. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm gonna push this a bit. And now I can select these 4 vertices and create a face there as well with F. Go back to side view and align to create the forehead. So I'm gonna push and pull vertices like this a bit, and with Control 2 I'm gonna add a subdivision surface modifier. You guys can see the modifiers tab. I have added a subdivision surface modifier to our mesh, and it looks kind of good. It makes everything smoother, and so yeah, we're going to work with this on top of our mesh. Right now I'm going back to front view with 1 in the numpad, and I'm going to close our mouth, which is open right now, and in the reference it's closed. So I'm going to close the mouth. I'm going to select the mesh and right click and select shade smooth to smooth the object, and I'm going to tab back into edit mode. So to smooth the object you have to go tab into object mode, and I'm going to tab back into edit mode and move the mouth down a bit, and with 1 you can go to word select mode and select these words and push them down. So it's always important for me to always add all the details to the face before we move to the head. Makes it a lot easier for me to finish the character. So I'm going to add an edge loop over here with Control R and slide it a bit with G, press twice, and I'm going back to side view. I'm going to select this face over here and move the nose to the front a bit and move it over there like that. Okay, looks good. So I'm gonna select these points, these vertices, and press G twice so that I can slide my edge. So oh my god, I forgot to enable the screencast keys. So now you guys can see the screencast keys over here. So what I did was I selected these vertices and pressed G twice to push them. So now it looks weird a bit. So now what I'm going to do with GX, I'm going to slide them towards my right side and start defining the nose a bit. And with N items in the edge data slide over here, I'm going to increase the crease a bit, something like that, 0.89. Looks good for me. Yeah, I'm going to select these and edge a crease over here as well, and might pull this back a bit and add a crease here as well, or maybe make it about 0, or maybe remove it, make it 1. So just play with it a bit and see what works for you. So I'm gonna push this back. It's kind of weird. So and pull the nose to the front. Okay, I think this works. Yeah, looks cool. And I'm gonna select these two vertices, and with GX or just G, you can push them, pull them, and with Control R, I'm gonna add another loop cut over here and pull them up and try to define my nose a bit. So I'm gonna select these points over here and push them in with G and Y. Select these two and push them forward and get these wrinkles in our cheeks. Push them and pull them down and get the basic shape of our face, right? Okay, so this looks kind of okay for me for now. So that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and you can post your progress in the Facebook group and come back for the next video. I also have a video on my character modeling process here. You can check it out, or you can click here to watch the next video. So make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell button, and the button, all the buttons before you go, and see you in the next one. We'll be out. Peace.